Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video doing the external USA forecast for today's second video. So as always on a Wednesday, we're having a look at the weather for the next 6 weeks in the United States. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video today will 6 AM upload and can be live streaming at 6 PM this evening. We'll live stream at 10 to 14 there, and it'll be a slow watch as well, I suspect. So check back to the channel at 6 PM and we'll be live then. Please like, share, subscribe on the video. Thank you so very much, everybody. Again, I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Right, we're going to start off with the 500 millibar high anomaly for North America. We're going to show mean sea level pressure anomalies for the USA forecast now. I thought I'd just focus on the 500 millibar heights. They tend to correspond a little bit better, I think, with the temperature and precipitation anomalies than the mean sea level pressure anomalies. I'm not sure why that is, possibly because USA is a continental climate. So we'll see how we get on. Anyway, just showing 500 millibar heights. I think doing mean sea level pressure and 500 millibar heights does tend to complicate the issue a little bit. Right, so anyway, week 1, 500 millibar heights anomaly from the 6th to the 13th of March. Looks like this. We've got below average heights, low pressure in the Pacific coming into the west and northwest of America, as we've had throughout the winter on and off so far. And we've got above average heights down across southern and also Midwestern America, high pressure originating through there with some low pressure just off the eastern seaboard. The jet stream will be doing something a little bit like that. It places many eastern parts of America actually in the mild side of the jet, or on the mild side of the jet. So the temperature anomaly for this week looks like this. Cold on average in the west and in the northwest. Again, that's been the scenario throughout most of this winter, with cold temperatures from the Pacific side of Canada all the way down towards the south of California, actually. South of that and east of that, milder than average through the southern and southeastern states, so quite warm actually through there, and that extending into the Midwest as well. And then over towards the east coast, it's a little bit colder through there, but it does get warmer again in the extreme northeastern corner of America. Precipitation-wise, we see that it's wetter than average over on the west coast, so on the California coast, Pacific coast, out towards the Rockies, above average rainfall there. Drier than average in the southwestern states, such as Arizona, and then going further eastwards. It's rather wet through Texas, doesn't it? And extending over towards the southeastern coast, Georgia, for example. But along the Gulf Coast itself, it's drier than north, and then go further north, wetter through both central northern states, and then dry over into the east and in the northeastern portion of America. Varying from area to area. Week 2 will be the 13th to the 20th of March. So we've got a trough of low pressure then over on the eastern side of America, with a ridge from Canada moving down into the northern states, more low pressure out towards the northwestern coast of America. Temperature anomalies look like that turning colder across much of America. Colder weather on the way, cold all the way from the west coast right way over towards the east coast actually. So coast to coast cold outbreak just in the far southern states. I do mean the extreme southern states of America. It's a little bit warmer than average through there, but many portions of America looking cold next week, especially these northern states and in the east as well. It's been a very, very mild winter. Yes, it looks like winter will be biting over there in eastern America through next week. And precipitation-wise, it looks like that. So remaining wet from the Pacific all the way towards Rockies again. Above average rainfall coming in off the Pacific Ocean. Wet down in the southern and southeastern states too, a little bit unusually so. And then further northwards we find that it's drier through the Midwest and going up towards the northeastern coast of America. That's where it will be the core of the cold, of course. So any precipitation that does fall, remember these are anomalies to average, so it doesn't mean there won't be any precipitation. Any precipitation that falls here is going to be falling as snow. Week 3 will be the 20th, 27th of March. Looking quite unsettled through the northern states in the northeast and also in the northwest as well, with the 500 millibar height anomaly. Cold again across many of those central northern states. So yes, cold from west coast again to the eastern seaboard. Cold goes all the way up to far northeast as well, rather unusually so for this winter. Again, core of cold looks like it's in these central northern states. Further southwards, the southern states of America, not looking as cold there, but certainly not looking mild. The anomaly is like average or has no signal. Precipitation-wise, it looks like that. So a weakening signal, but wet over towards the west coast and also down here along the eastern seaboard into the far southeastern portion of America. Week 4 is going to be the 27th of March to the 3rd of April. How's that one looking when we get some high pressure? A little bit different for this past few months. High pressure begins to appear around the west coast, above average heights there, still below average heights in the far northeastern portion. Otherwise, quite a weak signal. The temperature normally still into being quite cold, doesn't it? So, I mean, go further out, so the signal is weakening, but nevertheless, still below average in much of the east and the northeast, and also in the north and in the northwest as well. Otherwise, it's just about average or no signal. But I think that could still be quite cold, actually, across many parts of America as we're moving into April. Precipitation-wise, so it looks rather wet down south. Again, some beautiful rains perhaps around Texas and along the Gulf Coast. Into the west and the northwest, it's a little bit drier through those portions of America as that ridge of high pressure is starting to get going. Week 5 will be the 3rd to the 10th of April. Some high pressure ridging from Canada down into northern America. Still a little bit of high pressure toward the west coast as well. What's the temperature anomaly doing? Begin to get milder. So now we start warming things up. Spring begins to get underway through the Midwest and over towards the east. It begins to get a little bit warmer through some of these western states as well. So that could be a bit of a warm-up week there in early April, starting to get a little bit milder. And precipitation-wise, it looks wet through the central states there, dry towards the west and towards the southwest, maybe towards the northeast as well. Very weak signal though. And then week 6 will be the 10th to 17th of April. And a nice ridge getting going here across much of the Midwest and into the east. I reckon that could start to bring a proper old taste of spring. The temperature anomaly looks like that, above average in much of the east and the northeast. Definitely warming up there. Still a little bit on the cold side out in the far west, a little bit on the cool side out in the far west. And precipitation-wise, quite a weak signal, but hints that it's going drier, especially so through the Midwest and up into the northeast and in the southern parts of America as well. So it's a mixed bag. Certainly a cold 2 or 3 weeks to come for many parts of America, particularly those areas where it's been mild, very mild through the winter. Winter isn't done, so this March looks like it's going to be quite cold. We get into April, and it looks like things are warming up then. So spring will be a bit delayed, but it should start getting going once we change through to April. Although, as I said back, remember, any forecast beyond 5 to 7 days comes with big health warnings and large pinches of salt attached. So, just wait and see how it pans out. But that's the latest, anyway, from the ECMWF extended model for North America. We'll be back later on live streaming at 6 PM. I think it'll be an active live stream again tonight. So I shall see you live for that one for the USA extended forecast for this week. That's all for now. And thanks for watching.